there, Lloyd Machedo. Speaking to you from LloydMachedo.com. Who's Lloyd Machedo? Think Personal Branding. Date is June 9th, 2018. Time right now is 9:48 in the night. Okay. Got this question from a youngster who apparently watched a couple of my videos with my wifey and was asking me more about points on choosing the right partner, tips for marriage, red flags, quite a number of things. So I just thought I'd just share with you a few views in terms of relationships, finding the right partner, the red flags, and what are the factors that I kept in mind when choosing the right partner. Now, most people, for some reason, most people look at marriage or as a kind of a solution to being finding love or being able to fill that vacuum of not having someone to love or looking at security or a future. But the reality is marriage is a massive, massive, massive responsibility. It's a very big responsibility. It's a very boring, very, very boring relationship. It's a very monotonous existence. It's like a relationship which is full of sparks, but later on starts being full of electric shocks later on. Okay, it's to give you the best example, it's like having a pizza for the first time after a very long time, and it's so delicious, so tasty, so the flavor is bursting in your mouth, and you enjoy the flavor, the feel, the texture. It's a wonderful experience. But then, as you keep having the pizza over and over again, somewhere the flavor it reaches a numbing point, and then you start getting full, and then every subsequent piece goes in the law of diminishing returns. And if you have a pizza every single day, morning, afternoon, evening, one fine day you'll be just fed up and you'll just be eating with no taste in your mouth. The exact same thing is with relationships, with marriage, especially with marriage. Now, the first thing which I want you to know is, if you have not had relationships, if you didn't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you're thinking of marriage, please don't. The first point that I would tell someone is, have relationships, have plenty of relationships, have plenty of experience, and after you have seen it all, been with multiple partners for a duration of time, then and only then decide to get married. Keep this in mind. You can be with someone for 10 years, like many college students tell me, oh, I've been with her for 6 years, I know everything. That's still not a relationship. The actual relationship starts when you start staying with the person together. You are earning, she's earning, both of you are working, both of you are bringing in money, both of you are paying the expenses, both of you are doing the housework, both of you, your egos clash with each other, both of you, when you have fights, both of you making up together, both of you having the same sacrifice, the same vision, the same priorities and focus, then and only then you can consider, not get married, consider the possibilities to get married. Because keep this in mind, there's a lot more to life than just making love, saying, I will lick you there, you come in my mouth, I come in your mouth, we make sex, we fuck each other's brains out, we have sex the whole night. Life is more than just sex and romance and touchy-feely romantic stuff. It's the day-to-day grind that actually kills you. It's like, I'll tell you, people don't think about this, but it's the dirty socks or the dirty laundry that is there. It's the housework that is there. It's the bills, especially the money, the expenses, the bills that have to be paid that gets to you. It's the part where you're in a bad mood, she's in a bad mood, and you both disagree with it. These are the things that really get into a marriage, because end of the day, it is about planning for a future together. Okay, so this is one part of the relationship that people don't think about. The second thing is the temptations that you would get. You'd always, being a guy, even now, I've been a playboy for 20 years of my life, where my only objective was to get a new girl, to have sex, to have fun. I had that for 20 years of my life. I had so many women, so many. It's like The highest number of times I had sex with multiple partners, I think in one day, I think it was 6 different girls or 8 different girls. I don't remember. I used to literally brag about it. Like, sex with this girl, after bye-bye, then try meet another girl, sex, okay, bye-bye. It was crazy. Maybe because I was taking steroids, testosterone was high. It was a different phase. Today I'm married. My wife is pregnant, for those of you who follow me on Facebook. Even today, I get girls who chat with me on camera. They show their cleavage. They talk to me about sex. I entertain some of them. Some of them even want to meet me. They do want to meet me because I have the resources to meet any girl. They say, I'm coming down, meeting in some way. We can just meet up at a hotel, just have sex. Straight away. They talk openly. I'm not saying that they're the hottest girls or the most beautiful girls, but there are people out there who want an open relationship. But today, my priority is different. So there will be temptations. And if you're an attractive person, if you have a decent personality, and you are on social media, you'll always get temptations. Now, there are some people who are just there to break marriages and relationships. They just enjoy that, okay? So that is the second thing. And temptations don't only come in terms of sex. It comes in terms of career. It comes in terms of money. It comes in terms of greed. So many things. Many relationships break up for money. Many relationships break up because the guy is ambitious. He wants to go to maybe United States. The girl wants to stay with the family. And there are difficult choices. Maybe the girl wants to be with the family, stay close to her family. Maybe she doesn't want to leave them. And maybe the guy wants to leave. Maybe it can be even, you'd not even think about this. Sometimes even religion comes into play. They say, oh, a child is born. I want my child to be a Muslim. No, I want my child to be a Christian. Maybe the father doesn't treat the child properly. There are so many things that come into play. And then you have the other part which people don't think about is age. When you age, the girl stops looking sexy and hot. The breasts that you see which are so tight and all that, they start sagging. They literally sag. The guy will never have six-pack abs. Eventually he'll have a pot belly. The girl, when a woman gives birth, her stomach stretches, the skin stretches, and it may not go back to the same original position as it was. Maybe she'll put on a lot of weight. Maybe she'll get diabetes. Maybe she'll get blood pressure. Maybe anything can happen. So then what do you do? If you're distracted by looking at hot, sexy girls, your wife now looks like a cow. What do? Maybe you fell in love with a guy because he was dynamic. Maybe he was successful with six-pack abs. He had great bank balance. Maybe after you got married to him, his business went in a loss. He got into a lot of stress. He stopped going to the gym. Now he has a pot belly. Maybe because of blood pressure, he has tremendous amount of anger. Maybe his personality has changed. What do you do then? So that can also happen. Then I think one of the biggest things that result in a relationship getting into problems is the red flags. By red flags, you're talking of parts of the personality that people never think about. Like, for example, one of the red flags that I had this destructive, sadistic behavior where I would be very violent with my dogs. Even though today I'm very understanding and loving. Initially, when I got a dog, I used to beat the daylights out of a dog. I'm telling you. In fact, I'm shocked to, I'm ashamed to tell you this. I actually killed a cat. Because I tied her up, and as a punishment, I tied her up where she was, slightly hanging to a chain. And I wanted her to be in one place. And I left her there. And because she went violent, the chain got wrapped up on her neck and she died. I didn't kill her, like physically, but she died. And because of, when I had a dog, I used to literally whack him and hit him, Now when I look at it, I was like, shit, how could I be like that? I didn't know I had this sadistic, this character flaw, personality flaw in me. It took me years to identify it and tame it down. Today, I catch myself when I feel like that. In fact, why do you think some parents, when the child cries, they violently beat that child because the child is crying and screaming? Because something snaps in them. You'd never come to know if a person has a personality or character flaw. It is sometimes shocking when people come to know that the person that they got married to is a pedophile, is violently beats them up, or has anger issues, or is addicted to smoking, drinking, drugs, whatever. These are personality traits that people don't think about. So this comes only after years and years of being in a relationship. And then last but not the least, it is when you're romantically involved, everything's so sweet and nice. But when the person loses interest, okay, when they lose interest, when it's no longer, the freshness is no longer there, the anticipation is no longer there, the person's bored, that is where the person will show you the real side to their personality. Maybe they are, maybe when they're bad, they can really be horrible. That's why if you actually look at it, when a person has to break up with someone, they, you'd see a side to them that you never thought. Why do you think divorces are so ugly? Why do you think breakups are so bad? Because they never saw the ugly side to it. And keep in mind, I'll tell you this, most of the girls, I'll give both girls and guys, most of the girls when you meet them, they'll give you a sob story. I loved him so much, I gave him so much, he used to beat me, he used to hit me and all that. I'll tell you this, a girl can cry and give you tears. Oh, I was so loving, I was so caring, he beat me. When a girl cries and tells me that, I think for a minute, okay, a guy physically beat you. You must have done something. Must have done something for the guy to hit you. Either you're bad at choosing people, so you have a mental or personality issue, or you triggered something because a guy hit you, or you keep doing something that makes a person go crazy. Like, I'll give you an example. One of my ex, she gave me the story, oh, he used to physically beat me and this and that. And, mind you, I've never raised my hand on a woman. Never, ever, ever fucking raised my hand on a woman. The maximum that I did was with my second wife. I pushed her because she was trying to grab my phone. And I just pushed her. That's the most violent thing. And I removed the phone from her hand. And that was the most violent thing. I've never raised my hand all these years with a woman. Might have shouted at them, but that's about it. But this girl, this ex-girlfriend of mine, she drove me so fucking mad. I'm telling you, so fucking mad. She literally used to call me up, follow me around, chase me, drive me so fucking mad. I reached a point where I wanted to take a stone and smash her car and maybe beat the fucking daylights out of her. And I stopped myself and I was like, fucking hell, this woman can really trigger it. So, and after we broke up, she got married. Her husband beat the fucking daylight. She put her in a hospital. And when she cried and told me, I kind of didn't say much because I knew she had the capacity to push people. There are some women who are really loony like this. Now, in terms of guys, there are a lot of guys who are very sweet, very loving, very nice. I know this one guy, one of my earliest girlfriends, he chased her for 11 years. I'm not exaggerating. 11 years. This is not an exact 11 years. Every single day, okay, not every day, but almost every day, he'd send her love letters. He would literally come below her house, cry, beg, plead, sweet talk, all that sugary stuff he did. 11 years he chased the girl. Finally, she said, if a guy loved me so much, why not I just cave in? And she caved into him. He was not a great looking guy, nothing. Only after getting married to him, after 2-3 years, did she find out he was secretly married 4 times with someone from his home country. I don't want to give you details. 4 times. He has kids with these ladies and each one doesn't know that the other one exists because it was supposed to be secret and it all came out. And he treats her like shit. So I was like, fucking hell, man. So there are people like this. And I've also met people who are very normal. One day the wife actually finds out the husband is a pedophile. There have been cases where the husband, great guy, everything good. Wife finds out he has a girl who's young as his daughter who he's having sex with. There are even relationships where the woman has found out that the husband raped the child. There are so many cases. There are cases where the guy found out that the woman that he loved was also having sex with his brother. So, I mean, it never ends. So there are a lot of factors that get into a relationship. Lots of factors. The problem with youngsters is they just look at this romantic notion that is there in movies. Oh, my heart beats like this. I can't breathe. The love letters. All this is they're just plain gimmicks. They're just plain fucking gimmicks. Most of the girls want a cute guy who looks like Boyzone. I think a Boyzone, that era is gone. They look like some cute K-pop kind of, boy with six-pack abs, good-looking physique, romantic and sweet and nice. But that's not reality. Why do you think you would always see, look at your mother and father. they don't look very handsome and perfect. Because relationships are not about just physical appearance. It's not just about romance. There's so many other factors: the earning capacity, the understanding that you have, the relationship. Like when I got married, when I chose this girl, I chose logical factors. I chose the fact that she was a farmer, that she survived on just eating sticky rice, sleeping on the floor, being the poorest of poor, being humble. She didn't have a very high self-esteem. She didn't demand anything much. She was very happy with the simple things in life. She was very childlike, that innocence that was there. And she already was in, I think 3 relationships, all 3 where the guy was violently abusive, but she stuck on. She didn't demand anything. So I realized this is a girl who I can tame, who I can mold, who will listen to me, who will not have her ego, not have expectations. So all these, and then I checked the parents. The parents are also very simple, very down to earth, very grounded. They were not after money. They were just happy for simple things in life. So remember, the girl or the guy, the traits of the mother and father, they come to the child, And then obviously you need to consider the brother and sisters, how does that impact? The friend circle is very important. Keep this in mind. The friend circle of the guy or girl is directly or indirectly proportional to their personality, because birds of the feather flock together. Their hobbies that they have, do they have a social media presence? What do they post on social media is also very important. What do they comment? For me, one thing I absolutely hate is someone bitching about and sharing all their personal stuff online and telling everyone, oh, today my boyfriend beat me or fought with me. Or there are these girls who keep putting their face and their body and their show, and all. I don't want such a person. My wife hated social media. She only puts because I tell her to put. Otherwise, she wouldn't put anything online. So all these factors come into play. All these factors, So keep in mind that relationships are not that simple. A lot of factors come into play, and the biggest one is experience. If you do not have experience, don't think that you can make a decision for a lifetime, that is marriage, without experience. And please keep in mind, whatever decision is made emotionally will always change with time. We change as human beings. So if you ask me, a relationship like marriage should be made logically, because there are a lot of factors that come into play. And trust me when I say this, that you can never know a person, never ever know a person, no matter how smart you are. Even today, I'm learning things from my wife. But given the fact that I'm 41 and she's only 25, she has not seen the world, and I keep things that way. Like, even for example, I never tell my wife, you're beautiful. Seriously. If she says, I'm ugly, I say, yes, you're ugly. If she says, I'm not pretty, I say, yes, you're not pretty. And there's a reason why I do that. There's a reason, because I want her to always believe that, that her looks are not everything. Because there are some girls, if they start, oh, I'm beautiful, I'm sexy, then they just keep waiting for that compliment, and someone who gives them, oh, you're hot, you're beautiful, they get influenced by it. I'm telling you, human nature, this is human nature. You might disagree with me, but this is a fact. For example, if my wife asks me something, even if I have the money, I'll say no. I'll say no, you cannot buy that. You bought 1 week ago, you wait. I make sure that my wife, even if there's no work in the house, I give her some work. I keep things strict, because I'm old enough to be a father. I need to guide her, and you may disagree. I don't give a fuck. You may disagree with the way I do things, but I'll tell you, my marriage is perfect. It's fucking perfect, because I know how to handle my wife. I know how to take care of her. I know how to give her. And I can challenge you this. I can openly challenge you. You offer my wife fucking 10 million US dollars. You offer my wife the most understanding man, the most good looking man, everything. She will say no. She worships me. Literally. She kneels on the ground, touches my feet, and worships me. Now, I'm not saying this as a matter of pride or thing to show off. I'm telling you how my relationship is and how I've kept it. This is the kind of person I chose, who would massage my feet, who would take care of me, who would literally worship me, and who loves me. And I, in return, take care of her. I give her everything that she needs, not wants, needs. And I make sure that, I'm 100% loyal to her, 100% faithful to her. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't keep friends. I'm there with her 24/7. So I give her what she wants, she gives me what she wants. It's a perfect relationship. So these may not be your values. Maybe you want someone who's equal to you, who communicates with you, who works with you. Like my wife, I tell her she's not going to work. You know, she does not work, doesn't need to work. I take care of her. So maybe your requirements are different, your value systems are whatever it is. You don't have to agree with me. But remember this, take a decision logically. Remember, be smart, because at the end of the day, when that love, that emotion, that magic no longer exists, that's where reality is going to hit you. And I'll tell you, reality is sometimes really fucking ugly. And without money, trust me, my friend, without fucking money, you don't have money, that will be the beginning of all the disasters in your life. Money is the most important thing in a fucking relationship, because if you have millions of dollars in the bank, both you and her, you'll have the freedom to make a lot of decisions where people who don't have money, they have to work they have to work like 12 hours, 14 hours, they have to work 3 jobs, or in Asian countries, husband is working in Saudi, wife is working in Qatar or Bahrain, children are in the Philippines or in India. Money plays a vital role in a relationship. You may say money is not everything. Fine. Just look around and see where a husband is working, where a wife is working, where the children are. 3 different people, 3 different locations, living, struggling to make ends meet. Money plays a very fucking important role in a relationship. There are some people who earn tons of money, but they get into smoking, drinking, drugs, and swapping wives and partners. That is also fucked up. I'm talking of those people who are mature, who are responsible, who know how to use money in the right way. That is where it proves to be a boom. So I hope these points kind of help you. Remember this, end of the day, there's no one size fits all. It's a learning process, but don't ignore the ugly aspects of life, the temptations, because every person is bound to cheat and will cheat if the opportunity arises. If there are secrets between partners, ego plays a very big role. And yes, when things are good, they are very, very good. But when things can go wrong, they can really, really fuck up things. I'll tell you. It's not the good moments that you should be focusing on. It's when you're ugly, when you're fat, when you're old, when you're sick, when you go through stress every single day, when tempers fly, when you come home and things are not going your way. This is where the real thought of a relationship comes into play. So I hope these pointers help you in terms of relationships. Just thought I'd share with you the practical realities to a relationship. If you have any questions, let me know. Live from Machedo.com, who's Live Machedo and Think Personal Branding, sharing with you his views. Got any comments, let me know. Like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't like, give it a thumbs down. And this is me signing off for now. Take care.